Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about the tents and shelters that I use when I go wild camping. So there's a variety of different shelters that I use and I hope you find it interesting. I'm not being paid for this video by any of the companies that you see in the video. It is purely just for interest and just to show you what I use. Cool, I hope you enjoy it. See you in a bit. Okay then, so the first shelter that I use is the good old British Army DPM Bivvy bag. This Bivvy bag has been with me throughout my service, but you can get them in most surplus shops, and there's lots of these on eBay as well. And also in a new colour of MTP, which is a lighter green and brown. Okay, this is the old DPM version. But yeah, these are brilliant. They are fully Gore-Tex lined, okay, well not Gore-Tex lined, they're made out of the Gore-Tex fabric, okay, like you would your waterproof jackets. Alright, they're roughly, I mean this fits me in length, you know, I'm 185 centimetres, so just shy of 6 foot, and you know, this is it's really good. It's really long, okay. These are designed, I'll show you outside anyway, with the sleeping bag that I use. But these are designed to hold a British military issue sleeping system, so a sleeping bag. Okay, so they're nice and wide as well. I'll show you, you'll see that more outside. But I just want to go through a few stats with you. Okay, they're seam sealed, okay, so you can see here all the way down, all right, where it's been stitched. Okay, this is all Gore-Tex seam sealed. Okay, all the way down. So everywhere, the whole length of it. Okay, and also here, look at all the cross sections. Okay, you can see. All right, it's all been sealed. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and this has been double stitched as well on the outside. Okay, so it's really robust. All right, it's really good quality. Okay, like I say, I've had this for about must be about 15 years now. Okay, and it's never let me down. Okay, so the thing with these bivvy bags then is that they add an extra layer to your sleep system. Okay, so no matter what sleeping bag you have, it could go down to like freezing, or like, you know, or +1, +2, or even below freezing. It just adds about another layer to that. Okay, so it's really good. So things to note then, if you're going to buy these surplus, okay, make sure, right, it has the NATO like label in it. All right, that way then you know you're getting the genuine article. Okay, and it should have a cover sleeping bag. All right. That's what it'll look like. Okay, that's what you're after there. Okay, make sure it's got this in, because there are some copies, okay, that you know, that are quite substandard. Okay, so make sure you get the genuine one. All right, make sure it's got that. If you're in a surplus shop, they do sell these on eBay as well, so they are quite easy to get hold of. Right then, price range then. Okay, so for the bivvy bag then, you're looking between about £20 to £50. All right, that's what I've seen them out for. Okay, so, and the weight is about 800 grams. Okay, just this on its own. So it's really good. It's versatile. It packs down really small. Okay, I mean, when I use these, I have this on my sleeping bag anyway, and so all I've got to do is just pull it straight out, pull my sleeping bag straight out. This is on. Okay, my roll mat will be down. I'll show you this outside. Okay, and I'm good to go. All right, and I'll probably use my Bergen or my rucksack, okay, as a pillow. Okay, so that's how I use the system. Right then, just to go through then some stats I wrote down for you. Okay, so it's Gore-Tex lined, seam sealed. It's robust and hard wearing. Okay, the pros then, that it is lightweight. Okay, at 800 grams. All right, that's really it's a really good setup. Okay, it's cheap and it's stealthy as well in this colour. All right, also in the MTP version as well. Okay, so it's nice and stealthy. Okay, for those for the wild camps. All right, and it's a small footprint. So literally, all you'll have is your roll mat laid out and this on top. Okay, so So it's nice. It's a nice small footprint. It's not like a tent with a vestibule and everything like that. Okay, taking more of space. Okay, so you can fit yourself nicely into a wood line or in a hedgerow. Well, not actually in a hedgerow, but you know, in a corner of a field or something like that, and you'll be nice and stealth and nicely hidden with a small footprint. Okay, and it can be paired with a tarp as well, so or a basher. All right, that's what the British military call the tarps, right? The bashers. Okay, which is like a DPM tarpaulin basically. I don't tend to use that in my wild camping situation. I like to use a normal civilian type tarp, but I'll show you that. That's leading on to the next part of the video. Okay, so cool. That's it. DPM bivvy bag, really good. Nice and strong, nice and robust. So I looked at the Alp Kit Hunker Bivvy XL, which is the civilian version of a bivvy bag. Okay, it's an olive green and it folds in on itself. I find that too thin. It's not robust enough for me. Yes, it's nice and lightweight, but it's a little. If you're out on the ground, and bearing in mind, okay, so well, you could see it as a bit of a con with a bivvy bag sleeping, is that you are exposed to the elements. All right, something to consider. Okay, you are literally, it is you and the weather in these things. All right, there's no vestibule either. Okay, to maybe do your cooking in. Okay, if the weather turns bad. All right, so you have to consider that. But it's super stealthy. You know, you can literally get up, pack this away, and you're done, and you're on your heels out there. So okay, so yeah, really good bit of kit. So yeah, cool. Let's go outside and I'll show you the setup. So folks, there we go. That's the bivvy bag laid out, and this is, so open it up now. Okay, that is my civilian RAB Ascent 500 in there. Again, you can see how wide that is. Okay, loads of space to move about in, and it's totally breathable as well. So there's no condensation on my sleeping bag when I get up in the morning. All right, so plenty of space to move around in, and underneath I've got the Carrymore carry mat, nice olive green. Okay, and that is pretty much the length of the bivvy bag. Okay, to give me some insulation off the ground. All right, so that little setup there, that roll mat is about I think it's about £10 I think now. You can get them cheaper than that, but it's about half an inch thick. Okay, so a centimetre thick. Okay, so yeah, well, sorry, 5 centimetres in thickness. So yeah, you can see how massive that is. Okay, so I hate being claustrophobic in bivvy bags. Okay, so but I don't find it in this one at all. And you can see now, with against the grass, how stealthy it is. Okay, because top tip as well, when you're putting your sleeping bag in the bivvy bag, have the NATO label at the top at one end. Okay, so that's the back of the bivvy bag, and then you've got a toggle here. Okay, that's the front of the bivvy bag. Okay, so you know which way around to put your sleeping bag in. All right, so how we simply do it up then, so when you're in, all right, you just simply pull on this toggle. Okay, like so. Slide this down like that, and that is you cocooned nicely in. You can pull this hood around yourself. Okay, but that'll just nicely tighten up. Okay, then you can just stow the string piece down there out of the way. Okay, and then that's still enough headroom there as well. Okay, so obviously with this setup there's no bug net, but I use like a personal one like that you just put over your head. So and that does me. Okay, cool. Happy days. British Army bivvy bag. Awesome bit of kit, and you can see how small the footprint is as well. Literally the length of you. That's all the space that you need. Okay then folks, moving on then to my shelter number 2 then is the DD Hammocks Superlight Tarp. Alright, this is really good tarp, and like I said before with the British Army Bivvy bag, I like pairing these two together. So the price then, okay, is £77 off the DD Hammocks website, which isn't bad really considering the quality of this tarp. So the weight of it then is 66 grams. Now that's with the 12 pegs that I've put in with it, and also the 6 guy lines that I've already got attached to it. Okay, so literally I pull out the tarp, the guy lines are attached, and I just peg it out to whatever setup I need. Okay, so yeah, really like this tarp, really good. But the pegs that comes with it, okay, from DD Hammocks, okay, are the the nail sort of light pegs, I think they call them. Okay, but they're very lightweight, but they're not very robust, I've found. Okay, especially in hardened ground. Okay, and they do tend to bend quite easily. So, and also as well, they've got like this quite a sharp hook on them to hold the guy line in place. And I find that quite painful when you're trying to get them out of the ground. Okay, and it can be quite fiddly. So what I've done, I've replaced these, and I've found that because you only get 4 with this setup. Okay, that's what you get issued with, four pegs and 4 guy ropes. Okay, so I've got 6 guy ropes on there, and I also include 12 of my own pegs that I got off Amazon. I think a pack of 12 for about £7, I think, something like that. So what it is, how I use it then is because the peg bag that comes with it, all right, is the same colour as the tarp, and that's quite fiddly, especially at night or when you're tired. Okay, to get the pegs out. All right, so I use a different coloured bag. All right, so all it is, open it up, take the pegs out. All right, like I say, I bought a pack of 12 off Amazon. All right, and they are this type. Okay, so they are a lot more robust, and they've got a pull cord on it as well. And this has got like a luminous string on it as well, so it's easy to see at night. And these are really great. So compared to the issue ones that you get, all right, they're a little bit longer and they're definitely a lot thicker. All right, they're probably a copy of the Hilleberg type pegs, if I'm honest, but they don't break the bank, but they do the job, especially with the tarp. Okay, so that's the sort of pegs I use, and I'll just keep them in this bag here. All right, like so, nice and lightweight. Okay, but better than the DD Hammock ones. Okay, so the tarp has got 19 connection points. Okay, so you've got you can do like a nice ridge line and an A-frame, just like on the picture there. That's the setup that I use mostly with my Bivvy setup. I do occasionally use the tarp tent setup as well. Look on YouTube for that, because there's loads and loads of videos on there about how to do different configurations with this tarp. All right, I'm not really into hammock camping. All right, I don't feel safe between the trees, if you like. So I think I'll be awake more worrying about I'm going to fall, or the tree's going to fall on me or something. So I only use this on the ground level. Okay, paired with my Bivvy bag. All right then, some stats for you then. So £77 from the DD Hammock website. The setup I've got now, okay, is 66 grams with 12 pegs and 6 guy lines. Okay, the guy lines I always leave attached. Okay, the hydrostatic head for the tarp is 3,000 millimeters. And it's a hiking pole setup, or you can use trees. All right, I take hiking poles with me now on most of my hikes. That's the setup I use, the hiking poles mostly. Okay, then the pros then, it's versatile. Okay, there's loads of different setups you can do with a tarp. All right, it's lightweight and it's a small pack size. That'll just fit in the top of my bag. Okay, lovely. Okay, and it's good to go. The cons then, all right, there's no bug net that comes with these. Okay, but the way around that I use is the personal over the head ones, yeah, you just put it over your head and just tie it around your neck. Job done. That's how I'll get away with that. And then obviously swap out the pegs that DD supply, and then replace them with your own. That's what I recommend anyway. Just a cheap set off Amazon does the job. Okay, but that is it pretty much. I'm going to go outside now and I'm going to set it up in the A-frame configuration over my bivvy bag, and I'll show you all the bits and bobs, all the fastenings and all the stitching and the ripstop material it's made from. Cool. Let's go outside. Okay then folks, so this is DD Hammocks Superlight Tarp. That's my configuration. So in here you can see plenty of room with the bivvy bag and the sleeping bag, and that's my roll mat there. Okay, so there's loads of room either side to stow your kit. You probably even get 2 people in here actually. Never tried it with 2, but definitely works for 1. So you could put your kit down that side and cook down this side quite easily. So, and I'm using my hiking poles. Okay, though, so with this tarp then, you've got obviously the loop there, then you've got the loops down all the way down the middle of the spine. Okay, or the centre seam of the tarp that you can quite easily put a ridge line through between 2 trees rather than using hiking poles. So really good. I've got the guy lines already pre-attached. I'll leave them attached on there, okay, to help me do like a tarp tent if I want to, or another setup. Okay, so down the side then you've got 5 tie-out points down here. Okay, so I've got the 5 tent pegs, okay, making the ridge. And what I do at this end, so depending which way the wind's blowing, I haven't fully extended this hiking pole at all. Okay, so that's its normal length. Okay, folded down. So that way then it's more. I find it more stable because at this end it's wider. It's a wider footprint. Okay, making it more stable on the ground. And then obviously there's the guy line coming off that, off the peg, off the hiking pole and pegged out. Okay, but this is a solid structure. It's not. It's lovely. It's quite stable in the wind. Okay, I mean you could drop this a bit lower as well if needed, if the weather does come in. Okay, to give you a bit of protection. You could push yourself further down as well, into the bivvy itself. So yeah, that's the setup. Simple A-frame setup. I like it. It works for me. But just thinking about the footprint as well. Okay, and the size of the ground. Okay, so you might have to be a bit more selective where you pitch it. But yeah, definitely loads of space, loads of coverage, and so all the stitching here has got like a plastic piece underneath. Okay, on all the loops to reinforce the loops. Okay, so it's really good, really well built, and there's a seam. All the seams down the middle. Okay, is all seam sealed underneath. Hopefully you can see that there. Okay, so that's all it's all seam sealed there, all the way down on the inside. So yeah, that's the DD Hammocks Superlight Tarp, and there's a nice little badge on there as well. Cool, great little setup. Folks, so moving on then to my 3rd tent, okay, or my 3rd shelter. All right, this is the MSR Elixir I. All right, so yeah, it's a 1-person tent, and it's if you get it off Amazon, okay, it's £213. All right, but with that you get the tent and the footprint. Okay, so you get it all together with the poles and the pegs, everything. So it's one complete package for £213. Okay, so the total weight then is 2.14 kilos. Okay, so just over 2 kilos. All right, the footprint itself is 128 grams. Okay. So if you don't want to use the footprint, all right, you're going to take off 128 grams. If that's your thing. Okay, so the good thing about this tent then, okay, you can use the footprint, okay, that it comes with and the fly as a different setup. Okay, I'll try and put a picture on the screen of what that looks like now. Okay, so it's a 3-season 1-person tent. It comes in green and grey. Okay, the colours. Okay, so I chose for the green one. All right, because I use this tent mainly for wild camping. So it's colour coded poles. I'll show you when I set this up outside. Okay, It's colour-coded poles for easy setup. It is so simple, and I love it because when you come off a big day on the hills, okay, last thing I want to do is a faff of a setup. Okay, I don't like hassle and stress. Okay, I just want to get my poles out, get my inner on, outer on, job done. Okay, it is an inner pitch first, all right, and I think there are videos on YouTube where you can put the outer skin and the fly sheet out up first, and then you can attach the inner tent to it, okay, if it's raining. All right, I prefer just to put the inner tent up as quick as possible, and then put the fly over the top. All right, less hassle, less faff. Okay, the hydrostatic head for this tent is 1,500 millimeters. Okay, and I think this is a good first choice tent for those who are just starting out for wild camping. I love it. Okay, the only cons is the weight. Okay, so just over 2 kilos for a one-person tent. All right, it is a bit weighty. There are lighter MSRs out there. Okay, like the Hubba NX and all those sort of tents. Okay, but with the lightness, you get the heavyweight price. Okay, so I think they're knocking about 300, maybe over the £300 mark. All right, so that's the compromise you have to make. Okay, with these sort of tents. Okay, the lighter you go, the heavier the price. The heavier you go, the lighter the price. Hopefully, that's what I've seen. Okay, so looking at the packaging, then I've got the poles and the footprint already in here. So I normally, when I pack my tents in my bag, I take the poles out. Okay, and the good thing about this MSR tent as well, so if you undo it, you've got the instructions already sewn in. Okay, into the bag there. Okay, they're the instructions of how to put it up. All right, but I'll show you outside anyway, stage by stage. So I pack the footprint, so that's the footprint there, packs down nice and small. Okay, and then just for storage, this is, I don't take it out on the hills like this. Okay, so in here, that's your poles bag. I'll take you through all the poles, and then you've got the pegs in here as well, so I'll keep everything together. Just for storage, this is. So there's your pegs. Okay, and the pegs that you get are the good old red. I'm not too sure what type of pegs they're called. I think, is it a shepherd's hook type pole? Nice and light. These are quite strong. Okay, I haven't had any issues with them out on the hills. Okay, and you get plenty there. All right. Although I've included a DD hammock one there. Yeah, that's just a spare peg. I think that, yeah, just in case one breaks, I just add a spare one. I'll just add a spare one in. Okay, but these are the pegs that you get. Okay, nice and simple, and also as well easy to pull out the ground. All right, okay, all right. So you can just basically get your fingers in there, pull them out of the ground. Dead simple. I'm sure you've seen them all before. Okay, so this is how I normally pack it then. Okay, so I'll put the footprint in the top, put the instructions in, seal it up. Basically, then I can compress this down, okay, to fit in the top of my rucksack. Okay, and then what I'll do, I'll put the poles and the pegs down, pack them separately down the side inside my rucksack. Okay, I never put anything like this on the outside of my rucksack in case I get them snagged or damaged by rocks. Okay, if I'm doing any scrambling. Okay, so I always put my inners, my poles on the inside of my bag, and also my pegs as well. Okay, just something I've learned. Okay, so you don't want to get to your setup and find your poles are damaged. All right, so I'll show you those outside. Okay, but that's how I would pack it in my bag. Okay, cool. Let's take it outside. Okay, guys. So what we've got here then is the inner for the MSR Elixir I. Okay, nice little wee badge there. See what it is. Okay, so underneath here I've got the footprint in there. That's the footprint there. So what I do, I'll put that out first. Okay, with the 4 pegs. Okay, in each corner. Then I attach the inner tent to the same peg. All right, and then interlink So these grommets here, so then I put the poles on, alright, so the 2 cross-section poles, okay, these here, alright, put those on next, okay, and all you simply do is dead simple, folks, is literally, it even says on the pole, red grommet, okay, attach it to the red, and then the silver one to the silver, okay, and you just follow that all the way around, okay. So this side is silver, right, exactly the same, alright, and then this side is red, exactly the same, so there's no mistaking of which way the poles go. Alright, and then what you do, you simply attach the red tab to the red pole, silver tab to the silver pole, and you just follow that all the way along the top. Okay, red to red, silver to silver, all the way through. Okay, then the last bit that you do, okay, for the poles is put this cross section in. Alright, and what happens there, okay, is it widens the whole roof section, okay. It brings out the walls, okay, pretty much vertical here, okay, and it gives you masses of headroom inside. Alright, really livable tent, this one, okay, that's why I really enjoy using it. Okay, so moving around to the front then, we've got the one door, okay, but it's massive, alright, that is huge, that door, alright, and all it's simply attached, okay, so in here, okay, so it's literally attached to this little toggle here. Here, the door, you just fold it away out of the way, and it's got this massive livable space. All right, huge vestibule as well on this. Okay, that I love. Okay, so you got a pocket on the inside of the tent here. Okay, and then same again on the inside of the tent here. Okay, just where the safety label is. All right, really useful. Okay, then up here, okay, you have the tags. All right, one on each corner. Okay, to attach a line, okay, for any washing or any drying that you might want. Okay, and then if I zip it up, dead simple, can do this one-handed, it's great. One big massive door all the way around, and that's that, and that's what it looks like with a door. Plenty of mesh for ventilation, okay, going through the roof and also through the sides as well. Okay, head end and foot end. The standard typical red and white inner for MSR, okay, really nice. Okay, plenty of privacy as well. If you want to do some stargazing, okay, you can look through the mesh, alright, but when you're lying down, you've got enough privacy here, okay, with this panel here, and obviously the same on the door, alright, but plenty of mesh there to let the ventilation in. Cool, that's the inner. Okay folks, so to help you put in the fly on, then you need to work out or find the inner grommets, okay, that attach to that centre cross pole. Okay, so there's one here, and then you break it down, and also as well that'll have the zip. This side will have the zip and also the MSR logo. Okay, so you know that's the front, all right, and the head end, okay, will always have the vent, okay, the for ventilation, the vent there, okay, on the head end. All right, then working around to the back, lifting up the fly, exactly the same this side. Okay, you've got that, there's a little grommet there, okay, that you put over the centre bar. All right, that's the easiest way to work out which way around the fly sheet goes. Cool. All right folks, so this is the fly sheet on the outer for the MSR Elixir 1, all complete. Okay, so top tip when doing the corners, okay, what I do that corner first, then that corner, and then that corner down there, and then finishing off with this corner here. Okay, so it's angled opposites. Okay, so I don't just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, to get an even spread of the outer, I find it's easier to do angle to angle, and then that way to that way, all right, rather than going around. All right, so you get it just goes on better. Okay, so when we're attaching the outer, then what we do, okay, we've got these pull cords here. Okay, someone's going to release that for now, all right, but when we attach it, okay, so you've got a grommet here that goes underneath the first two, all right, and then all we simply do on the corners, we just simply pull that down, okay, to get that tension, all right, and then I'd go from that angle, from that corner over to the opposite corner. there, and then from there over to this one here. Okay, cool. Then I'll just peg it out. So you've got your tent, your attachment here, okay, to pull out the back side of it. Making sure I've got my vents open as well. Okay, so this is the foot end vent, and then I have 2 tabs here that you peg out as well. All right, you can adjust these as well. Okay, there's a little tab there that you can pull down. All right, to make it a little bit tauter. Okay, and then on this side here, you have the zip to get into it. All right, and this little Velcro patches, one there, one halfway up. Okay, and all we do is simply run it over, and look at that vestibule in there. That is massive. Okay, you can get your boots, you can get your bag in there, no dramas. All right, plenty of space. Okay, I get my 60 litre Osprey in there. Okay, not a drama, and my boots as well. I do have a little floor mat that I put here. Okay, like a little sit mat. All right, so it saves me getting dirt into the main tent. Okay, and then all you simply do with this, you apply with the standard. Okay, you can roll it. So you can roll it here. Okay, and there's a little tag here. All right, that you can just tie it off with. All right, or we can open it out fully to this tag here. All right, giving you plenty of viewage. All right, from the doorway there. Okay, and then just open it up. All you do, get your zips, just like before, all the way around, and go in like that. But that'll be stowed away, leaving your vestibule plenty of room. Okay, and then that's your inner, nice and dark in there. All right, but plenty of ventilation as well. I've never had any problems with ventilation. Okay, but I do carry a little sponge with me. All right, just to wipe the outer tent. Just one of these. Job is one of them. It just soaks up. So all I'd simply do is just wipe off any condensation, wring it out. And if it's really wet, then I'll put it on the outside, outside of my bag that I carry. Like I've got a mesh part, okay, so it can dry. But yeah, that is the Elixir 1 by MSR. Brilliant. Obviously I haven't put the guy lines out because it's only in my garden, but yeah, you get enough pegs for there. Okay, you can swap out the pegs if you want, okay, for lighter ones. But there's one here, one up there that goes out, supporting the back, and then one on this side. Okay, and one on the front. Okay, here. All right, but these go right out. All right, but I mean, as a structure, it's really, it's great. It's really firm. Okay, all right, it's like a magnet to the floor. It's brilliant. They say it's a 3-season tent. Okay, but these, you can adjust these straps here to make it go quite close to the floor. All right, so depending on the weather conditions, I mean, you could get this right down even more if wanted to. Okay, really pull it down, really cinch it down. Okay, all right, to stop any cold air going in. All right, I've never used it in winter. This is more autumn, which we're coming into now, so we're in September now. So yeah, so I'll definitely take this above 600 meters. Depending on the weather, obviously, if it's high winds, then you know, then maybe not. But I'll use one of my other tents. But yeah, this is certainly great for a first timer as well. Okay, it's budget friendly. It's a little bit heavy, but it's so simple to set up. I love it. Cool. Right then, folks, this is my 4th tent that I use, and it is the Big Agnes Copper Spur HV UL1. Okay, so that's what that's the label of it. Okay, and this is my ultralight tent. Okay, so that's what the UL means in the title. Okay, ultralight. It's a 1-person 3-season tent. Okay, so we're going to talk about the money then. Okay, the price. Okay, so it's £337 off the Ultralight Store UK. All right, I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, to go and look at the website. That's where I bought it from. Okay, so it's £337 without the footprint. Okay, this does not come with the footprint with it. Okay, like the MSR. All right, so with the footprint then it's £396. Okay, so it's going up in the price range. All right, like I said, I think on the Bivvy bag part of the video, I say, you know, I says basically the lighter you go, the higher the price. All right, so yeah, we're getting into the £400 mark nearly now. Okay, so all right, now let's talk about the weight. So the weight of this is 1.24 kilos. Okay, so just shy of well, basically, yeah, 1.24 kilos. That's without the footprint. All right, with the footprint, okay, it is 1.36 kilograms. All right, so yeah, so and the cost of the footprint is another £60. All right, and the weight of the footprint is 120 grams. Okay, so I include all the weights, you know, specifically for this one because if you've skipped forward to this part of the video to look at my ultralight setup, then every gram counts, as we know. Okay, so they do this tent in olive green, okay, which is this colour here, which is what I've bought it in. Okay, they also do it in bright orange as well. Okay, the hydrostatic head is 1,200 millimeters. Okay, and like I said before, it's a 3-season, 1-person tent. Okay, then the pros then is really lightweight. I mean, it's perfect. You know, like before, I don't. This is like for storage. Okay, so I don't pack it like this in my bag. All right, I'll take out the poles. Okay, I'll take you all through this outside anyway, like before. Okay, so that's the pole bag. Okay, again, I'll have that separate inside my bag, and they're so light. And that's the footprint that I have in top of it. Okay. It comes with the instructions as well. All right, but this is actually attached to the inside of the bag. All right, but I've cut this off because I don't need that's like massive. I don't need that in there. Okay, so it does come with instructions. That's the footprint that I bought separately. Okay, I do recommend you buy the footprint for this tent because the bathtub base is very, very thin. Okay, and also, you know, it just gives that extra bit of protection. And at like 120 grams, it's like, it's worth it. Okay, so then I'll put the pegs just down on the bottom. So something about this tent. Okay, one of the cons, right? You don't get enough pegs supplied. Okay, so I don't know why. You know, you're forking out, you know, just shy of £400, £396. Okay, with the footprint. Right, and they don't supply enough pegs. Okay, so I've just got some ultralight Sierra design ones. Okay, that I've just chucked in. But these are the pegs that you get. They're very good pegs. You just don't get enough of them. All right. So big Agnes. Okay, on there, and you can see you've got a nice little pull cord. All right, very, very strong, very, very good. Like them. Okay, so you get, how many pegs do you get? Can't remember off the top of my head. But you do get a emergency field repair splint. Okay, if one of the poles does break. All right, that's always useful to have. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You actually need 9. Okay, but I've just chucked in a few spare there. I always have spare pegs with me. Okay, so yeah, so you don't get enough pegs, which is a bit of a, I don't know why to do it. I'll show you on the setup as well why you need them. All right. Okay. So, but it is definitely lightweight. You know, it's brilliant. You know, and it is very livable. Okay, this tent. Okay, you could, you know, so if the weather does turn, you know, you're not like hunkered down really low. I can sit up in it as well. You know, I can fully stretch out in it. Okay, so it's really good in that respect. But so, with the footprint, I'll put the footprint in as well. Okay, so I'll take out the pegs and the poles, I'll pack those separately, as shown before. Do this up, like so, and now that compressor is really, really small. You could even probably put that in like a side pouch, okay, or the side pocket of your rucksack. Okay, it really does compress really small. So yeah. That's the details of it. Let's go outside and get it set up. Alright then folks, so this is the copper spur by Big Agnes. So this is very, very similar to the MSR Elixir one on the setup. Okay then, so let's start with the poles. They are DAC Featherlight NFL green. Okay, so like I said, this is the olive green coloured tent. All right, but that's what they are. Okay, they are super light, and just like on the MSR
they fit in to these grommets. Okay, so this is the footprint underneath, all right, and then the footprint as well has the orange tab, so when you put the fly sheet, sorry, the inner sheet on, okay, so it's red to red, dead simple, and then literally these interlink and the pole goes straight through, okay, locking in that position there, and they're using the same peg as well for both the footprint and the inner tent. Okay, so saving on pegs there. Okay, and then literally simple, dead easy, just literally clipping it on to the pole like so. Nice and simple, and you just do that all the way along. There's no colour coding on the tabs on this tent, okay, like on the MSR, okay, but it's dead simple. Right, you just follow it through all the way through. Now a little bit different to the MSR, this centre crossbar is already attached there, okay, by a robust, like a plastic flexible connector there, okay, and these just clip on. But again, similar to the MSR, when you do attach these, this brings out the walls pretty much vertical, all right, and really emphasises the headspace, okay, going on the inside of the tent there. And that's that. That is the poles. This took me minutes to set up, okay. It really is a good tent. You can see now from this angle here, okay, across the crossbar, you can see how it opens out. Right, that's why I can sit up and plenty of headspace. I'll show you on the inside anyway, but this is like the gear loft, that's what they call it. Okay, on the inside there, okay, where you can, I don't know, I could put my my rab jacket in there, no dramas. All right, and there's also in here, I'll show you on the inside, that there and across here, okay, you can put a cord, right, to you know, dry your socks or put a lantern on or anything like that. Okay, so it's really good design. I like the olive green as well. Okay then, so let's open it up. Again, nice two-way zipper, okay, so, and a nice zippers as well. Right, one finger all the way up, one finger, well, similar to the MSR, massive door, okay. All right, really good design. Okay, and what I like about this tent, okay, you don't have to stow it away with the toggle. In here you've got door stowage, okay, this little bit here. What you can do, you can just stuff it in, just pull it through like so, like that, and that just holds the door in place, okay, like that. You just, so it's out of the way, like that little design. That's really good. And there we are. So up here as well, you have more gear stowage here, okay, and there's a little earphone jack there, okay, for any wires for your headphones if you're listening to them. Again, look, there's another potential gear loop here and here, and then this is the gear loft on the inside. That is massive. All right, you can get loads of kit in there. All right, I normally put my rab jacket in there, okay, so I can put it on in the morning if it's a bit cold. Okay, loads of space in there. And then these are the loops that you can put a cord going across on the inside there. Really good. Loads of space. What I'll do before I put the fly sheet on, I'll put my roll mat in there so you can see how much space there is. Alright then folks, so I've started putting the outer or the fly on, okay, and there's some little bits that I want to show you that might prove useful, okay, if you do buy this tent. When you put the fly on, then identify the head end, which has got this, you've got this vent on here, okay, the ventilation, alright, and then the head end is the wider part of the tent, okay, and with the foot end being more streamlined, okay, and more narrower, okay, so that's easier to spot. All right, but you'll notice that on the head end as well, there's two Velcro tabs that you put around the bars, okay, around the pole, sorry, like one that side and then one that side, okay, so identify those first. All right, put those on, then just like the MSR, dead simple, it's got these clips, okay, go all the way down, and you meet the tent inner, and just simply attach. All right, do that 4 sides. So that's that side, and they meet just like so. Boom, simple as that, so simple. Okay, and there's some information here as well. So it's a light, so it's a Dominico lightest and strongest, I believe that's the fabric, okay, it's made from. And you've got the DAC green poles as well. All right, and these are, I think it's the products of Korea. It's sewn in China, and then that's just the tag, I believe. Copper Spur HV UL1 olive green, and that's some sort of barcode that they use. Okay, so that's what's on there for any of the anyone, if you're interested in what it's made of and where it's made. Okay, so you can see the guy points as well, loads of guy points. All right, but I'm going to finish off setting it up with the 4 corners. Okay, and I'll bring you back when it's all set up. So one more thing before I bring you back, okay, to the full setup. Right, so you've done your Velcro on both poles. You've put your clips in down at the bottom, okay, in the corners. Right, then you move to the centre of the tent, and just like the MSR, this one has got pockets as well, okay, for this centre pole. Right, and it's on the inside. So what you do, it's even got a little tab that you can pull it on with. Okay, you just slide that on there, hold in, and that'll keep the fly onto that centre pole. A bit more security for it. Okay, and then you go around and do the other, find the other one, that's it there, pull that over, and straight away you'll see it's getting a bit taut as well. Alright, probably might not be able to do this with one hand, but I'll give it a go. Okay, so on the little tab there, you can see the little pocket it goes into. Oh, bit of a struggle, one-handed, there we go, boom, in. Okay, so you can see that there, you see that there, alright. And then we'll just fold that over, and that's it. And this is all reinforced as well. Alright, okay, so it's all seam sealed and it's all been reinforced on these points. So obviously it's one of the stress areas of the tent. Cool, I'm going to finish setting it up. Okay folks, so this is the big Agnes Copper Spur UL1 with the fly sheet on. Okay, so like I said before, I've put my roll mat in. It's rolled up a little bit down the bottom, okay, but you can see, I mean, I'm 6 foot, and that roll mat fits me when it's fully rolled out. So plenty of space. I love that storage up there, that is just brilliant. It's nice. I love the green as well, it's lovely. It blends in nice against like a sandy or like an earthy, rocky backdrop. Okay, so looking around then, so no, remember when I said on the tech part of the video, as I like to call it, it comes with enough pegs to peg out all around the tent, but if you want the guy lines out, you need 2 extra pegs, all right, which is what I've supplied there. Okay, so now this is a really cool feature. I'll show you this in a minute. Okay, this is the obviously a massive vestibule in there as well. Okay, similar to the MSR size. All right, that's the inner door. It's still stowed away. So what happens is, so this front part here, okay, can come out to make like an awning, okay, with hiking poles. All right, I really like that feature. Okay, so if it's sunny, I wouldn't do it in high winds, but if it's sunny or you just want a bit more privacy, then you can bring that out. I'll show you that out in a short while. Okay, so going around then, so remember I said you can basically, when you attach the fly, you can just clip in. What I forgot to mention is, just like the MSR, you don't have to have the inner. Okay, if you just want a quick setup or a tarp setup, you can use the footprint, which is under here, under there, like so. Okay, and just the outer, okay, because the footprint comes with its own clips here. Okay, so you can just literally attach the outer to the footprint and just use that setup if you want to go really ultralight, which is I don't know if I'd use it maybe in the summer, but it's a nice little addition. So all these are done up by is just a simple try and do this one-handed. Excuse me a minute. Hopefully you can still, yeah, it's tucked under my arm. You just simply undo that. He says no. But there we go, it's alright. These are simple, honestly, I'm just being a bit daft. There we go. There we go, so do it that way, and then these are quite tight because it is quite a big door, okay, but it does the job. Like so, that rolls down, and then you've got one zip up here, then you've got a little bit of Velcro here that sticks it over, like a bit there, and then one part there as well. And then another door, again, I love these big loops. Yeah, all the way down. Just got to be careful that doesn't get caught, because that's like a storm flap. Okay, there we go. Orange to orange, press on, orange to orange, little tabs like that. That's like a little rain gully as well, so if it's coming in from this way, it just protects the flaps. Okay, and there we are, that's what she looks like, all done up. Similar shape to the MSR, I believe. We've got pegged out at the back as well. Yeah, I love this tent, it's brilliant. You're going to be seeing it more on my channel, definitely, in the future. Love it. And similar to the MSR then, so like I said before, so red poles to the red part. Okay, and these are like day glow, so that you can see your tent at night. Just a bit of a safety feature, that's nice. Okay, and that's not going anywhere. Okay, and that's just off the one peg. Obviously my pegs are only in halfway, I would have them in a lot more deeper than that on the day, out on the hill, 45-degree angle where possible. Okay, and yeah, it's great, I love it. It's just a shame that they don't supply enough pegs for the guy lines. Okay, so talking about the guy lines then, when they say pitching this, they say pitch it in towards the wind. Okay, so the wind needs to be coming this way. One, because that's the only ventilation. Right, there's no ventilation on the other side of the tent. Okay, so that's the only vent window that you've got. Alright, but that's why, but here, I mean, this is definitely a 3-season. I mean, here, I mean, you can get ventilation getting all around, alright, so it is quite a lot of mesh on the inner tent, but I love it. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, I'm going to now show you the setup with the hiking poles. Cool, see you in a minute. Okay folks, so this is the demo with the hiking poles and the awning that you can use with the door there instead of rolling it away. It's a nice day. I mean, that is lovely in there now. Get a bit of shelter. I wouldn't really use it in high wind or anything like that, you know, because it is only secured by the one guy line going out. Again, if you want to use this setup, okay, you need to supply your own pegs. Okay, and obviously your own hiking poles as well. Alright, but I like it, it's a nice setup. You know, I can quite happily sit under there, chilling, staying out of the sun. You know, it's this is a little bit flappy, so what I can do is just pull it out, make it a bit tauter maybe. There we go, it's better. Okay, there we are. That's brilliant, I love that setup. It's just starting September now in the UK, and so starting our fall for my American followers. So a bit autumnal weather coming in. So I don't know, hopefully I might be able to set this up, but I love it. It's a great little setup. And so light as well. And so easy to pack in your bag. It's brilliant. There we go. Sorry, it's in my garden. You see a shot of my bins there, but but yeah, cool. Great tent. Love it.
Alright folks, so this is now my 5th tent, okay, or shelter in my collection, and it's a Hilleberg Soulo. So there are tons of videos about this tent out on YouTube, so I'm not going to go too much in depth, okay, with all the technical details about it. Why have I got it? I wanted a 4-season mountain tent. That's what I wanted it for. Okay, I can pitch it in bad weather, high altitude, okay, up in Scotland, Lake District, Snowdonia. That's what I wanted, and that's why I got it. Okay, it cost me £895. Obscene money, really, when you think about what it is. It's a bit of poles and canvas and some pegs, okay, but you know, you get what you pay for. You know, people say it's bomb-proof on other videos. Yeah, I'd agree with that. You know, it's never let me down in any bad weather. Okay, or anywhere that I pitched it. I've never had a bad night's sleep in it. Okay, it is so strong. It's so well built. Okay, they really thought about all the technical specifications and the design of it. All right, really good, brilliant customer service as well from Hilleberg. Okay, right. So weight then. 2.67 kilos, okay, so over 2.5 kilos with a footprint attached. Footprint, oof, all right, another bone of contention maybe, okay, you have to buy it separately, it doesn't come with it, okay, and that's another £80, all right, on top of it, okay, so, you know, it's a big spend, okay, and the footprint's weight is 250 grams, all right, but you keep it attached to the tent. Okay, and that's why it's such a, I love this tent, it's such a simple setup. So the footprint's all done, you don't have to put it down, separate pegs or anything like that. All you simply do, get your 4 pegs, peg out the 4 corners, put your poles in, attach the poles to the outer fly, job done. Put the top hat over, I'll show you that in a bit, okay, alright, done, happy with that, okay. So I can set my jet boil up, alright, because with this setup, a winter setup, I'll probably take my jet boil, okay, you can see that in another video, in my stoves video. Okay, by the time my jet boil has boiled, okay, I've got this tent up. That's how fast, okay, that you can do it, all right? Okay, dead simple. And of course, in bad weather, you don't want to be hanging around, all right? Okay, so that's why I bought it. I saved up for a year for this, okay, because I'm not a millionaire, all right? I sold kit for it as well, okay, other hiking kit that I didn't need anymore, okay, and I put a year, you know, I put a little kitty away, okay? So, excuse me. Okay, so, yeah. Okay then, so it's a freestanding tent, alright, it comes in green, okay, a forest green like what I've got, okay, also it comes in red and sand, okay, they're all available. The hydrostatic head is 5,000 millimeters, okay, and it, you know, absolutely really good. No leaks or any rips in this, okay, because the material is amazing, alright, I can't remember, look online, okay, I might put it down below, okay, what it is, alright, the material is really strong, okay. It's a dual and outer pitch together, so and the footprint as well. You attach it all together, so literally, boom, peg it out, job done, really fast. Okay. So the cons then, the price, absolutely, you know, £895. It's like wow, you know, that's a holiday in the UK, isn't it? Really, if you think about it. Okay, and the weight as well. All right, it's a beast. Okay, 2.67 kilos fully. That's poles, pegs, footprint, a lot. Okay, but like I said, you know. When I'm using this, I'm not doing through hikes or long distance hikes with this. Okay, this is purely for mountain walks or mountain camps. All right, wild camps. Okay, cool. So a massive stuff sack it comes in. All right, so dead simple. I mean, it just feels quality. You know, even the bag it comes in is mental. It's great. Okay, so. As before then, I wouldn't carry like this in my bag like this, okay? But I carry the poles, I mean even the poles, they just feel beefy. They're just like, you know, it's just so robust. Okay, lovely little drawer bag. Okay, pegs, there we go. I'm sure you've seen all this before. All right, I'll take you through the poles because there is some writing on them. But look at the lovely golden colour as well. So they are, okay, so there's 2 sets of poles. I'll take you through these, but I'll just show you now because there's loads of writing. Hopefully you can see that on there. Okay, it's a DAC Featherlight. Okay, focus, there we go. I think you can see that. I'll show you outside anyway. All right, but there are the poles, so you get 2 sets of poles. All right, little red tabs on there, I'll show you that later on. They're just so, oh, brilliant. Okay, the pegs. In this with this tent, you do get enough pegs. Okay, they are the classic DAC Hilleberg pegs. Okay, there they are, brilliant ones. Okay, the strings are a bit grubby because obviously this hasn't been well used. All right. I've had this up in Snowdonia, the Peak District. Bit of overkill in the Peak District, admittedly, but yeah, you know, why not? That was in the early days when I was still like getting used to it. Okay, cool. So they're the pegs, they're the poles, and I'll show you the setup. Okay, outside. Cool. All right then, folks. Okay, so this is the Hilleberg Soulo pegged out with the poles in. Okay, so we've got a peg here, here, down here, and each corner that the poles go into. So when I said there was a red tab earlier on, okay, when I was inside, that's what this is for. So actually there's 3 poles and not 2, sorry. Okay, my mistake. Okay, so there's 3 poles, all right, and so the centre pole with the red tabs, okay, match the red tabs on the fly sheet there. Okay, so that's the set that denotes the centre pole. Okay, going over. Okay, some people say it's better to put the centre pole over the top or underneath. Okay, I've done both ways and I've found it no issues doing it either way. So there's no worries with that. Okay, but you can see each of these big, massive, long sleeves. Okay, go all the way down. Okay, and it's really important to get the pole seated in the bottom. Okay, of each of these sleeves, and it's as simple as this. So you can see now there's no separate footprint, it's all attached. Okay, so the footprint is all here. Okay, it's all underneath there. Okay, all right, so there's no faff, so literally you peg out the corners. Okay, and now all you got to do is systematically work around attaching the clips to the poles. Okay, and I'll do that now. I'll bring you back when I've done that. Alright then, folks, this is the Hilleberg all connected. Okay, Leicester guy lines, Hilleberg Soulo. She is a beauty, I love her. Well worth the money. Never let me down in any bad weather. I mean, even now without the guy lines attached, it's like, you know, it just feels firm. She's, I keep calling her, sorry. Yeah, it's a brilliant tent. I love this what they call the top hood or the top flap. Okay, or the top hat even. Okay, so it's got like a little rain gutter here. Okay, because this is the door here, all tucked away underneath. All right, so big, massive, robust zips as well. Okay, which are YKK, I think they are. Open it up all the way up and there, and there. What I love about this as well is that the footprint, okay, which is attached, is all there. Okay, so you've got a nice vestibule there, so you can put your bag down there. Okay, yeah, brilliant. And this just tucks away, opening it up. Lovely bright yellow, I think they call it sunset yellow. Okay, yeah, look at this huge livable space. Sorry, camera works a bit dodgy. Oh, there we go. So I've got a little carabiner there attached for my lantern. Oh, there's pockets down here. Okay, it's beautiful in here, I love it. Sorry for all the feathers. From my sleeping bag. Yeah, brilliant. And this door as well, hopefully I can do it and you can see it there, like that. Opens out fully. Okay, so you got loads of space in here. It's really good, so bright as well. In fact, when it's bright in the morning, I might wear an eye mask. Look a bit daft, but it's so bright. Okay, so you've got nice pockets in here. All right, and what I found is that
when I'm in here and I'm horizontal, okay, because it's like a diamond, it goes out at a point there, okay. Any kit, like warm kit, hats, any food, rations, stuff that I need inside the tent will actually just fit in there, in that little part there, so it's really useful. And you can just undo this vestibule footprint part just here as well, okay. There's a little toggle there that you can just pull that back, so if you want to cook, you can. Yeah, I just love it. I'm not going to go into too much detail because there's loads of videos, but look at the space. Ventilation wise, I don't really have that much issue with condensation with this tent, because there's loads of different ways. Under here you can have, like, this is a double zipper there, okay, so that's a double zipper there. Right, you can have that top part open, letting some ventilation in, okay, but still being covered by the top hat. Right, that's what I love about it. It's just a brilliant tent. You know, yeah, I know it costs an arm and a leg, but you know, and it is heavy. But if you want a protected night, you know, a weatherproof night in winter, in bad weather, high altitude, high on the mountains, yeah, this is the tent I would definitely recommend. I mean, obviously it's not, you know, not everyone can afford it. Like I said, I saved up a year for it, you know, just to, you know, just get enough funds to get it together, you know, to buy it, and I bought it, trying to think where I bought it from. I think it was directly from Hilleberg as well, because like I say, it was like 2.5–3 years ago. So, and I absolutely love this, look after this tent and love it. You know, if it's wet, I never put it away wet, and, you know, always dry it out and inspect all the poles after using it and clean everything down, and, you know, because it's an investment. So yeah, I'm not going to show you with the guidelines out, but yeah, what you would do, okay, with this type, right, you would feed it through on itself. So it's like, has it done it? No, it hasn't. Okay, feed it through on itself. A bit hard doing it like this, but one-handed. So it goes around the pole like that, okay, and then guy it out that way, okay. It just gives it that much more robustness, okay. And, you know, sometimes if it's decent weather, you know, like it was in the Peak District, I might not have it fully guyed out, I might just have it like that. In the daytime, at night I always put the guys out no matter what, because the last thing you want is getting out at 3 in the morning when it's quaking down with rain or snow, and you have to sort out your guys. So there's nothing worse. Yeah, that's a Hilleberg Soulo. Expensive, but if you can afford it, fully recommend getting one. That's it then, guys, for this one. Hope you've found it useful and informative. Look forward to more videos of hopefully when I'm back out. I've got some more hikes planned, so look forward to that. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Cool. All right, take care. I'll see you out on the next one.